What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Bomber Football Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Hatcher. I'm the assistant head coach and offensive coordinator here for the Bombers. And joining us today, senior quarterback AJ Wingfield, senior running back Jake Williams, and senior wide receiver and kick returner Anthony Diadetta. Say what's up, guys.
What's up, fellas?
Bunch of guys here from the great state of New Jersey, and guys, we really appreciate your time. Taking a few minutes this morning. I know you guys are probably getting ready to go out and work out and do your jobs and all the things you got going on this summer. So again, we're really appreciative of your time. And the first thing that I want to jump right into is, you guys are tri-state area guys. Obviously, we had an opportunity to play a pretty big game in Yankee Stadium this past November. Talk to us about that. The Cortica Jug, the Bombers in the Bronx this year. What was that experience like for you guys? And AJ, I'm going to ask you to get us started there.
Yeah, first say there's a lot of hype going into that. It was an understatement. And sometimes with these huge games, there's all this hype. There's a lot of it cannot live up to it. But I get asked a question all the time by people. I went down the shore with one of my friends this weekend. His dad was asking me so many questions about the game and what it was like. And I tell him every time it lived up to the hype and more. The crowd was unreal. The stadium was filled up. Obviously us playing great had a huge impact on that too. I think we played great with the biggest stage. But I had probably 50 family and friends there. Being able to win in front of so many people, so many friends visiting from college. There's truly nothing like it. And again, it lived up to the hype and more.
Yeah, I agree, man. I was on the road, stopping into high schools throughout the state of New Jersey. I had so many people talking to me about that game and people that were there, people that watched it on the Yes Network. So we were out there for a huge audience. And what were some of your experiences? Tell me, what was that like walking out of the tunnel and going onto the field? Take me through that.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I'd always thought, I'd be out there in pinstripes, but, being from North Jersey and being a huge Yankee fan growing up, coming out the dugout, coming out of that tunnel was, it was really special seeing all my family in the stands, all my friends. So, I mean, coming out of that tunnel, stepping onto that field for the first time was really special. It was actually pretty interesting when we got out there first. We were stepping on the field and we watched Cortland come out and do their entrance first. But, being out there with, all the guys on our team and, just seeing how they came out and just being together for that moment was kind of cool because, we were kind of just out there. It was like we were ready to go. And, yeah, I mean, it was such a great experience, really special. Like I said, being from North Jersey and growing up a Yankees fan, it was a once in a lifetime experience. And, it's something I'll never forget.
No question about it. And Jake, I know you're a big baseball guy. I saw you taking cuts during our wiffle ball home run derby in the spring. You had one of the most iconic plays in that game, big touchdown. I mean, what was that like, scoring a touchdown in Yankee Stadium?
I mean, just like Ann said, I always grew up thinking I'd be playing in pinstripes, and to be able to score a touchdown on Yankee Stadium was just one of the greatest things I've honestly been a part of. And even if we didn't win, I still thought, it would have been a great experience just to be able to be in the Yankees locker room, be on Yankee State, be on Yankees field, and just, being with the team. I think we had the right team to be there with.
No question about it. No question about it. I think you guys hit it on the head. It was a special time for our team and a once in a lifetime experience. Let's shift gears here. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting. AJ, I know you were a very highly recruited prospect, Gatorade State Player of the Year. What drew you? You could have gone anywhere. You had your pick of schools. What drew you to Ithaca College?
There's a lot of things. First of all, you got to give a ton of credit to Coach Turper. Coach Turper was, probably the main reason I ended up coming. And he was actually the defensive coordinator at the time. And I knew I wouldn't really be directly coached by him, but I had so much trust in him and the stuff he was saying to me and the information I was getting that, playing with him and playing on a staff with him was going to make it all work. But besides that, I had, three big things in mind for a school. It was academics. It was obviously the football team, and then kind of the outside life. The town, is there stuff to do? Because most of these schools, are just kind of middle of nowhere. Like what's what's going on around it. And you know, Ithaca was literally probably the only school that hit all three of those. And you know, obviously the college town speaks for itself, being across with Cornell, and there's so much stuff to do. The football speaks for itself. Every year we're, you know, nationally ranked and top contender, and the academic speaks for itself. And you know, the business schools taught me a lot and set me up in a lot of different ways. So you know, I love my decision. I was, you know, all three check boxes lived up to it, and you know, would do it 10 times over.
Love that. Love that. Jake, take us through your recruiting process. Again, you were a highly recruited guy, super productive out of Pascack Valley. You know, I'd love to hear just what your process was like and how you wound up picking Ithaca.
Yeah, I mean, same with AJ. You know, I was recruited by Coach Turper, and you know, once he came into our school, I kind of had that as on top of my list. Just the way he spoke about the school, the way he came in with the energy, it was something that I just loved out of him. And you know, I also had one of my friends actually go to Ithaca, Steven Sorvilla, who's now graduating, which that actually played a role in, because you know, he told me about everything that went on here, and it was something that I just fell in love with and couldn't walk away from.
I love that. I love that. And listen, and you guys touched on something, and I think it's a huge draw, you know, for the students here at Ithaca, and that's the city. I mean, this is, you know, one of the top 5 college towns in America. Over 50,000 people live in the city. Half of that population is college students. So it makes it a very unique and dynamic environment for 18 to 23-year-olds. So Ant, you're a guy, you've been in the program for 5 years. What's your favorite thing to do off campus? Like what's going on? Food, entertainment, nightlife. Like, what's your favorite thing to do in the city of Ithaca?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, it's a small community, but it's a tight one. Being that we have so much around us, as far as, you know, we got the commons we can go to. You got Second Dam when it's nice out. You have all the nice restaurants. But I would have to say my favorite thing to do is definitely go to Second Dam. I mean, there's beautiful waterfalls all over Ithaca. There's so much nature to explore. But you know, you go down to Second Dam on a Saturday when it's nice out. You got all the sports teams there, all the members of the community there, all the, you know, students there. It's cool. You get to talk to a bunch of people and meet so many new people. There's not a shortage of things to do in Ithaca, that's for sure. And I think the fact that we have a little bit smaller of a campus kind of helps that out, because, you know, you're kind of familiar with all the faces, you're comfortable going different places. And there's also, you know, there's Cornell there too. You know, there's so many new people you can meet. There's so much to do. So yeah, I mean, I love going out to eat down in the commons, you know, going out at night, you know, going to Second Dam with all my friends, seeing all the other athletes there. It's a good time, and that's probably definitely my favorite thing to do.
I love that. AJ, what's your move in terms of the outdoors? Is it the lake? Is it the gorges, waterfalls, the parks? Like where do you go, man?
It's kind of funny. I didn't take advantage of all these great things until honestly this past semester. And you know, I pushed myself a little bit, got out, and I actually loved it. Like you said, there's so many different like waterfalls and trails. It's really unique to Ithaca too. Like they're really beautiful. The water's awesome. I actually like First Dam a lot. And then me and you mentioned it, Jake, Steven Sorvilla, he's a nature guy. He's been taking me on some really good hikes, and we went on one past First Dam, and there's a cool little waterfall spot, and we jumped in the water. So I'm getting in the water. It feels really good. It's really nice, and it puts you kind of in a different world.
I love that. All right, you guys talked about the food, the restaurants, real quick, going right down the line. Favorite place to eat in Ithaca, Jake?
I'm gonna have to go with Ithaca Ale House. I mean, I go there all the time. The food's great there.
No doubt, no doubt. Ant, favorite place to go, and you can't say Ale House now.
Oof, Reds, peanut butter and
Reds.
jelly burger, very
All right.
underrated.
All right, there we go. There we go. All right, AJ, favorite spot.
Those are my 1 and 2s. Third option, I like Luna a lot. I think it's got a different type of plate. I do like it a lot. It's really good.
There we go. Cool. Very good. Very good. I'm a big boatyard guy. I like to sit on the water, so I'm with it, man. I dig it. Let's talk. All right, let's talk some academics. Let's shift gears a little bit here. You know, you guys all mentioned academics and your recruiting process is something that drew you here. And talk to me. You know, you're a multi-sport guy. You got a lot going on, time management, trying to balance things. What's the relationship, the engagement like with faculty here and the academic resources at Ithaca?
Yeah, so I mean, trying to balance, two sports and academics, I'd be lying if I said it was easy, but I would say the biggest thing, as a student athlete, especially a multi-sport one, is just asking for help. I mean, there are so many resources on campus, even through connecting with coaches, like you can get so many different resources that you wouldn't even know about if you just, ask your coach about it. So, trying to balance that it is pretty difficult sometimes, but having the help and resources that we have on campus, it's second to none. And the fact that we have a resource for every single specific subject is the big thing too, because, a lot of guys will have a lot of different varieties of classes when they first come in, especially if you're exploratory or something like that. So, trying to balance all those different type of, classes and different type of subjects can get difficult. So having the different unique type of resources for every specific subject is very unique to Ithaca, and it's very helpful, especially for a multi-sport athlete.
No question. I mean, do you guys all find that your faculty is engaging, that they take time to meet with you to help you out? I mean, is that consistent across the board?
Yeah, I mean, especially having guys like Dr. Yankee that really help us out too. Him having connections with professors and, like I said, all different types of subjects, and the faculty themselves are super helpful. I mean, I email a professor, advisor, they'll get back to me in a day, less than an hour sometimes. So, having that is really important too. Having good communication with your professors is important, but there's no lack of help when it comes to that.
I love that. I love that. And Jake, what was that adjustment like? You're an incoming freshman. Just what was that like going from high school to college, getting used to the college setting academically? What did you think was maybe the biggest adjustment that you had to deal with?
For me, when I came in the fall, we weren't even here at school. We were online. So, that was a little different for me. And then
Sure.
once we got here in the spring, we had spring ball. So it was kind of hard at first, but when you go to your coaches, your teammates, they'll all help you. You ask them questions, they'll help you. You ask your teachers, the advisors, they're gonna come help you. And that's what I did. And having that help kind of helped me out throughout my college career.
Yeah, yeah. How important is the time management part of it? Ant kind of alluded to it. He's in a different deal. He's doing track, indoor, outdoor, and doing football. But from your perspective, time management, like how does that fit in, and what was that adjustment like?
Yeah. So, in high school, I wouldn't say I was the greatest with time management, but, now that we had a set schedule, we knew where we were supposed to be at what time, that helped me. I put that in using my notes, using my calendar, my phone, using the calendar on the computer. That's something that I would do and, help me set my schedule straight.
Awesome. Awesome. And AJ, I know a lot of guys, want to know about internship opportunities and professional development and networking. And I know you've been able to take advantage of that throughout your academic career. Talk a little bit about your experience, going through the internship process and what that's ultimately led you to.
Yeah, so I've been lucky to have a couple internships these past 2 summers in New York City. They've been great. Obviously I've learned a lot, but again, I couldn't have done it without the Ithaca name. You got to work hard though. You got to have good grades. It's tough to kind of work your way into the city or anywhere without a good grade. So like you guys just alluded to, the time management piece is huge. Really you really got to set a plan, and you got to go work your plan every single day. And but it's been so great. That Ithaca name does travel. I've had a ton of interviews with, a lot of financy people, and the Ithaca name always has some sort of connection. Someone always knows somebody. Someone's always asking about the football team, and they knew somebody that played on the team. So the name travels probably more than people think. It's obviously the business school has helped me a lot get these internships, and the rest is history. And it's been really great. I'm super happy with what the business school has done for me, and couldn't have done it better.
That's awesome. Well, and I think too, and we started the discussion about, being on the big stage, being in Yankee Stadium, but doing MetLife, I think has just propelled the Ithaca name to a national level, coast to coast. Everybody's talking about Ithaca College and Bomber football. And I think that's going to continue to open doors and create opportunities for you guys. And that's another aspect of being a part of this program. I think it's so exciting for the guys that are involved. So that allows us to kind of to pivot here, right? Let's talk about the team. You know, one of the things we talk a lot about here is the environment and culture around our team, our program. Jake, talk to us about that. Like, what is that vibe like around this program and being a member of this team?
Yeah, I mean, the slogan we go by, we over me. I mean, you know, it's if I say as a running back, you know, there's two other great running backs, Jalen and Jalen. If they score, you know, I'm happy for them. I love when they score. AJ, when he throws a touchdown, runs a touchdown, and you know, that's something we all got to get excited for. Go cheer with our teammates, you know, because football is not a one-man sport; it's a team sport. So you know, you gotta have camaraderie, and you know, you can't be selfish and wanting every single touch and every single touchdown. And that's something that, you know, you coaches instilled in us, and I think it's gonna go a long way.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a lifestyle. You know, I think it's something the guys in our program, um, you know, have embodied, and I think it's a special thing that we have here. I love that perspective on that. And you know, we get this question all the time, man. What do you guys do to build, you know, such a great culture? The guys seem so connected. They're so supportive, like Jake talked about. But you know, take us behind the scenes. Like, what do you guys do together that you think, or from your perspective, is helping to create those bonds, those connections, and those great relationships?
You know, I think it's a very unique place when it comes to that. You know, being that I transferred and I spent a camp at a different college, and you know, have a bunch of friends that have been at different colleges, and you know, obviously it's the same everywhere. You come in August, and you know, a lot of the freshmen, underclassmen are on campus, and you know, the older guys are off campus, and you're kind of the only team that's really there for, you know, 2, 3 weeks, whatever it is, a month. But I think what I found that's different here is, you know, a lot of the older guys are, you know, super welcoming, and the fact that they would welcome, you know, freshmen and young 18-year-old guys in their house, hanging out, you know, playing video games, doing this and that, you know, it's really special. And it's something that is very unique to Ithaca because, you know, like I said, I've talked to a lot of guys at other schools, and, you know, I really haven't heard stuff like that there. So, I mean, the fact that we can bond like that and welcome, you know, people of, you know, different walks of life, you know, every aspect of life, you know, young kids into our house and stuff like that is it's cool. You know, it's especially like being a young 18-year-old coming out of high school, you know, you're around 22, 23-year-old kids.
Yeah,
It's different, you
yep,
know, they're almost grown men.
that's right.
So, you know, it's a cool experience to, you know, be able to be welcome like that and hang out with older guys. And, you know, we do a lot of stuff off the field, but I mean, you
Yeah,
know, it's just hanging out at home sometimes, you know, playing video games. It's fun, especially when you have like winter break and, you know, you get guys up here that can't go home and stuff. And, you know, that's when, you know, those relationships come into play. You could just go to someone's house and hang out. So it's cool.
sure, sure. Yeah, there's no substitute for time. I think that's the big thing, right? The time you guys spend together is what creates those relationships. So AJ, you know, when you came in as a freshman, I mean, how did those older guys maybe help you assimilate to the team and just grow and develop within the program?
Yeah, I consider myself actually pretty lucky. The quarterback here was a transfer. He was a fifth year. He came in and totally took me under his wing. His name was Joe Germanario, and you know, he had every reason to, you know, be big time. He was a two-time All-American, whatever he was, transfer, and you know, he could have just came here for his semester and played football, and you know, never thought about Ithaca again. But you know, we'd room together for all the away games. You know, he'd quiz me before the games on, you know, certain plays and what the coverage was. I was never getting in the game, but you know, little things like that just prepared me on how to think about other teams. And he just kind of showed me the ropes on, you know, how to play quarterback here and how to treat your teammates. So right from the start, I was kind of put in a position where, you know, if you're going to be an older guy on this team, you take guys under your wing and you kind of lead them into the position where, you know, they're going to become a leader and they're going to put guys under their wings when they grow older. So it's the whole team is like that. You know, it's one of the few places I'd love to see, you know, another team where, you know, you can go to dinner after practice and the fifth year guys are sitting with freshmen. You know, it happens all the time. It's just something special about Ithaca, and the team's really close, and the older guys are, you know, they're excited and they want to bring the young guys along and put them in positions where, you know, they're the guys one day. So it's been great.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Last question for all of you. All right. Last thing. What's the best part of being a Bomber? I mean, you guys have talked about so many great things about the program. You know, everybody knows about the history, the tradition. Um, I mean, you guys get to live this thing every day. You're one of the few, you guys, that get to do this thing. What's the best part about being an Ithaca Bomber? Jake?
I mean, we kind of just talked about it, the family we have. It's like you're coming from high school, you're an 18-year-old kid, you don't really know what college is about. And the fact that we treat this as a family and we bring everybody in kind of I feel like helped me translate to college, and I feel like will help a lot of people translate to college as well.
Ant, what's your favorite part about being a Bomber?
I would say it's kind of just the image and reputation that we have. Like, guys that play for this program and that are around the school just have so much pride for it. We love being with each other. We love playing with each other. And you go out, you go out to dinner somewhere and you're wearing your Ithaca football, somebody's gonna come up to you and say something, oh, this guy, that guy, I had a friend that played there. So there's just so much pride that comes along with playing for the Bombers and being a Bomber. So yeah, I would just say that pride.
That's right, man. Bombers never walk alone. I
Mhm.
love that. AJ, bring us home, man. What's your favorite part about being a Bomber?
Yeah, I mean, we're all competitors here. I think the ability to compete for, Liberty League championship and, now and, national championship every single year. The sights are set really high. It's expected to win games and go for it all. And I think we finally kicked that door down. And I think from now on, years and years, the goal is, to not lose and to keep bringing home championships. I think that's got to be the best part of it.
I love that. I love that. Well, guys, again, we appreciate your time so much. I know you guys are really busy, so carving out, 25 minutes for us means a lot. Hope you guys are doing well. Go enjoy your summers. To everybody watching us, thanks for your time, and we'll look forward to connecting with everybody again very soon. Keep thinking Bomber Blue. See you guys.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Coach.